I am back, my friends. It is now Wednesday. Wednesday of the week. Tomorrow's the big day for me, a big change. And just an update before we get into what we're pondering about today. The foot is doing much better. In fact, my doctor was pretty impressed by the fact that you can't see the break anymore. It's healing really fast. I don't go in for another couple of weeks, but I'm sure that it's going to be early September at least before the cast comes off. Rather uncomfortable having this big club for a foot. The pain is small. Throughout the day I get it once in a while. CBD really alleviates it. It's usually from swelling and difficulty being in the cast when it's hot, that kind of thing. And that kind of brings me now to where I am. Stephen Moore, shout out. You asked for me to talk about terpenes. You asked for me to talk about a few things, but terpenes is the one I'm grabbing on today. And terpenes is a misunderstood thing that I hope this starts an education process for us all. I learned more today in studying this, although I knew a fair amount about terpenes already because I'm really impressed by them. I meant to bring out with me, but I have a little vial of the terpenes only, sucked out of Bubba Kush. Excuse me. And it's a really good one. It's really rich in myrcene, which is really good pain reliever. Now, what are terpenes? Okay, let's start right at the basics. And I'm going to attach a Leafly 101 below that talks about terpenes so that you guys can get a much more in-depth knowledge of it than you will from 5 minutes talking to me. Terpenes are the smell of our cannabis plant. At the very base level, that's what it is. It's when you open that bag in, it's aromatherapy. I'm taking that another step. It's the smell. But what produces the smell? Certain chemicals within the plant. There's limonene, pineal, myrcene. There's so many different, in fact, I think they said over 100 different terpenes just in cannabis alone. And the mix of terpenes is different depending on the strain. But what does a terpene do? Does it just smell and that's it? Wrong. No. We're learning more, and I don't think we know it all yet. But if you've ever had an aromatherapy bath, you'll understand what terpenes do. There's a lot more to smell than just pleasure or pain. Yeah, some smells are painful. Smells do things to us. There is a medical response to smells. It can make us smile. It can make us frown. It can make us shudder or be excited. So terpenes are chemicals, but they react with our body and they change things. And I will talk about myrcene, M-Y-R-C-I-N-E. I don't know. Myrcene is something that is rather heavy in most indica plants. What it does, terpenes attach just like THC does and CBD does and CBN and CBG and THCA and all that, attaches to cannabinoid receptors in our body and changes the way they work and changes the way our body and or mind work. Myrcene attaches mostly into the CB1 receptors in the brain and drops the blood-brain barrier. There's a blood-brain barrier that we have that tells how much of the THC and dopamine and other nice things our body does to us, how much we can accept or not. It's kind of a blocker. THC comes to it and some of it makes it through. Most of it doesn't. Higher myrcene, more THC is going to get through, more psychoactivity is going to happen. It will also increase the absorption rate of the CBD that we're accepting. That's what myrcene does. Pineal is a very, very different in which it really helps mood. It affects and you find it in quite a bit of OGs are really heavy in pineal or pineal. It also attaches to the cannabinoid receptors, but changes the way in which we react to situations. So it's kind of what makes all these strains of plants different. It's part of that synergistic mix, which I've always told you guys, that leads us to the entourage effect. THC works great. THC works better when CBD is present, even not including what CBD does. Just THC can do its job better. And THC can do its job better too if the proper terpenes have been sent to the brain and body to accept the THC. That's what it is. It's this synergistic mix of chemicals that is found in a lot of other things. Pineal, myrcene, all these different terpenes. Myrcene is found in mangoes and in raw almonds. Here's a test for you. Use the same marijuana both days. Today, from a clear mind, go out and smoke a joint. Think about how it makes you feel. Tomorrow, at the same time, eat a mango. Wait half an hour and smoke another joint of the same size. You're going to get much higher. In fact, it might be too much for you. That's what myrcene does. It opens the body up to accept more medicine. Pineal does different. It changes your mood. There are many, and look below. I will attach it. I hope, Stephen, this has started the conversation that we needed on terpenes. I will get more in depth on many other chemicals. I did want to do the CBD for dummies and terpenes for dummies, but you know what? I don't have the time. I'm barely meeting my own needs to talk to the people I care about, like you all. I'm falling down. I'm trying to pick myself back up, and I will pick myself back up because that's who I am. And thanks to all of you. Thank you all. Keep the comments coming. Keep the love coming. And this summer will change my channel, and I hope you're all part of the change. I know you are. Peace and cheers, friends. Love and harmony.